But I don't know, it's kind of one of those things. I was like, I want to keep him all to myself. I didn't really, I don't mind people knowing that we together and stuff, but I wanted to just, I don't know.
I want to have 2 more fights this year. Then after that, take off a little bit of time, maybe have a kid or something, and then come back and fight some more.
It started like a whisper, then turned into a full-blown storm that nobody saw coming. Just when people thought the drama between Remy Ma and Papoose couldn't get any messier, something shocking dropped that flipped the entire narrative upside down. For months, the internet had been buzzing, picking sides, building stories, and watching every move like it was a reality show playing out in real time. But then, Remy Ma stepped forward and said something that made everybody pause.
It's clear to see that we do have a great connection, and he understands me. We have, a lot of real life conversations, and we talk every day. So,
but he's definitely a sweetheart, and he deserved the best, and I am the best. Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support. You know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past. And how he speaks to me and stuff is very different.
When she said she can't pay alimony, not won't, but can't. And just like that, everything people thought they knew about this situation started to fall apart. Because, wait a minute, wasn't Remy supposed to be the one with the bigger bag? Wasn't she the one people assumed had more financial power?
You also have been, you've found your way to become public about your relationship with rapper Papoose. I saw you take a deep breath when I said that. And I understand why. We got to know Papoose from Love and Hip Hop with Remy Ma. And we know that part of their story. To come out public with a relationship is hard enough when you are famous. It is even more treacherous when everyone has an opinion.
Yes.
When you decided to share, I think it was Hawaii, I'd gone on a vacation or something in Hawaii, when you hit send on the photo to share your relationship.
From what the streets feel.
So how did it get to this point? What nobody expected was that behind all the headlines, behind the glamorous posts and confident interviews, there was a completely different story unfolding. One filled with pressure, financial strain, emotional exhaustion, and a reality that doesn't match the image people see online. And now, the question everyone is asking is simple. Is this the truth, or is this just another move in a much bigger game? Because if there's one thing we've learned about this situation, nothing is ever as simple as it looks.
Remy's pockets.
Were you surprised when Papoose wanted to marry you? After you guys sent this, because you just knew he was, you just knew he was on it.
Yeah. Nah.
And I thought that was like a real stand-up thing to do.
He's one of a kind. I could definitely say that.
To really understand how things got here, you have to go back, way back to a time when Remy Ma and Papoose were seen as one of the strongest couples in the industry. Their story wasn't just about love, it was about loyalty, sacrifice, and standing by each other when everything else was falling apart. People admired them for a reason. When Remy was locked up, Papoose didn't walk away. He didn't distance himself or try to protect his own image. Instead, he stood 10 toes down. He visited her, supported her, spoke her name with pride, and made it clear to the world that he wasn't going anywhere. At a time when most relationships would have crumbled under that kind of pressure, theirs somehow survived. And when Remy finally came home, it felt like a victory, not just for her, but for both of them. It was like watching a couple beat the odds. They rebuilt their life together, stepped back into the spotlight, and showed the world a version of love that felt rare and genuine. But here's the thing about stories that look perfect on the outside. Sometimes they're hiding cracks underneath. Because while everything looked good in public, there were whispers behind the scenes, small signs that not everything was as solid as it seemed. Tension, disagreements, different priorities, the kind of things that don't make headlines right away, but slowly build over time. And then things started to shift. Remy was focused on her career, making moves, securing opportunities, building her brand. She had momentum, and she wasn't trying to lose it.
That was a great performances. Like, it was like one small, tiny, itsy-bitsy incident with Ra and one of Yandy's friends, but it was nothing.
Trying to sweep someone in the road?
It was like one little fight. Nowhere near me, like a football field away.
At the same time, Papoose was still holding things down in his own way, but something about their dynamic started to feel off. It wasn't loud at first, it wasn't dramatic, it was subtle, until it wasn't. Because once the cracks started to show, they didn't stay hidden for long. Rumors began to spread, conversations turned into accusations, and before anyone could really process what was happening, their relationship went from being admired to being questioned. And then came the moment that changed everything, because instead of handling things privately, everything spilled out into the open. Screenshots, claims, back and forth tension. It was no longer just speculation, it was real, messy, and impossible to ignore. And that's when people started choosing sides. Some said Remy had changed, others said Papoose deserved better, and then there were those who believed there was more to the story than what was being shown. But here's the twist. While the public was focused on the emotional side of things, something else was quietly building in the background: money. Because when relationships fall apart, especially ones that have lasted for years, it's not just about feelings, it's about assets, responsibilities, and what happens next. And that's where things got complicated. Fast forward to now, and everything has escalated into something much bigger than just a breakup. Because now we're talking about alimony, and the roles seem completely reversed from what people expected. For the longest time, the narrative was simple. Remy Ma was seen as the one with more financial success. She had the bigger platform, more visible opportunities, and what looked like a stronger income stream. So naturally, people assumed that if things ended, she would be the one paying. But now she's saying she can't. And that statement alone has sparked a whole new wave of questions. Because how does someone go from being financially stable to claiming they can't afford alimony? What changed? Where did things shift? And more importantly, is this a genuine struggle, or is there something else going on behind the scenes? What nobody expected was the possibility that Remy's financial situation might not be as strong as it appears. Because, let's be honest, social media can be misleading. People see luxury, success, and confidence, but they don't see the expenses, the investments that didn't pay off, or the pressure to maintain a certain image. And maintaining that image isn't cheap. Between career demands, business ventures, lifestyle costs, and everything that comes with being in the public eye, it's easy for things to look good while actually being unstable underneath. So when Remy says she can't pay, some people are starting to believe her. But not everyone, because on the other side of this situation, you have people who think this is just a strategic move, a way to avoid financial responsibility, a way to control the narrative before things go further in court. And let's not forget, there's history here. This isn't just a simple case of two people going their separate ways. This is a relationship filled with years of emotional investment, sacrifice, and moments that can't just be erased overnight. So when money enters the conversation, it doesn't just stay about money, it becomes personal. And that's exactly what's happening now. Because while Remy is saying she can't pay, the question is, how does Papoose respond to that? Does he push back? Does he accept it? Or does this turn into an even bigger legal and emotional battle? But here's where things get even more intense, because in situations like this, it's not just about what's true, it's about what can be proven. It's about documentation, income records, and everything that happens behind closed doors that the public doesn't see. And if this goes further, all of that could come to light, which means this situation isn't just dramatic, it's unpredictable. And for Remy, the emotional weight of all this is heavy. Because imagine being in a position where not only is your relationship falling apart publicly, but your financial stability is also being questioned at the same time. That's not just stressful, that's overwhelming. There's pressure from every direction: fans watching, critics talking, media spinning narratives, and personal struggles happening all at once. It's the kind of situation that can break someone if they're not careful. And for someone who has already been through so much in life, this isn't just another challenge, it's a test of resilience, identity, and truth. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about alimony, it's about everything that led up to this moment. The choices, the sacrifices, the misunderstandings, and the things that were never fully addressed. It's about two people who once stood strong together, now trying to figure out how to stand apart. And that's never easy, especially when the whole world is watching. But maybe the biggest question isn't about money at all. Maybe it's about closure. Because sometimes when relationships end like this, it's not just about who owes what. It's about who gets to move on and who feels stuck. And right now, it feels like both sides are trying to find their way out of something that's already been broken for a while. The truth is, we don't know how this will end. Maybe Remy really is struggling financially, and this is her being honest in a moment where honesty isn't easy. Or maybe there's more to the story that hasn't come out yet. Either way, one thing is clear. This situation is far from over, because when emotions, money, and history collide like this, there's always another chapter waiting to unfold. And if there's one thing we've learned from everything that's happened so far, it's that the next twist is always just around the corner. So now, all eyes are watching, waiting to see what happens next. Because in a story like this, the ending is never simple, and it's never quiet.